Are you ready?
Detroit basketball!
Hey peeps, how's it going? And today, I'm putting a what if out there. I know a lot of other people have talked about it, but I've never really made a video upon it. I do not believe. Maybe I have, I might be wrong. If so, my viewpoint has changed upon it. With the video dropping yesterday about Joe Johnson, a lot of you guys seem on the fence, and I get it, trust me, I do. I was taking the same viewpoint for this Carmelo Anthony take. And just because we are working out Joe Johnson does not mean we are going to bring Joe Johnson in here. Just means that the team's doing its job. You know, as a coach, as a GM, your job is supposed to acquire the best talent to make you win. You know, Joe Johnson at one point in his career was an all-star, just like Carmelo was. So the Pistons are just doing what they need to be doing, because if Joe Johnson improved or has gotten better and revived his career, obviously you're going to want to bring him in. Now, that being said, you need to do the same thing for Carmelo Anthony. Now, a lot of you guys, maybe we've talked about it on the above the rim. I don't remember. I'm sorry. But, you know, originally I did not want Carmelo Anthony here in Detroit. I think we should have drafted him in 2003 when we blew it. You know, it kind of haunted us. You know, he's not the same Melo he once was. You know, he's not going to be the Melo from Denver or the early New York Knicks days. You know, he's a different Melo, and he really hasn't changed his game on the NBA court yet. You know, we've seen these offseason workouts of him going bananas, the whole thing with Hoodie Melo last season. I don't think the Houston Rockets gave him a fair shot. He had one very good game in Houston, if I remember correctly. He was there for maybe a week or two, and then was cut. It was a catastrophe. You know, no other team has really gave him a shot. I hear that Kyrie and KD are trying to get him to come to Brooklyn, or are vouching for him for Brooklyn. So that's going to be an interesting story to unfold. But if we are working out Joe Johnson, you can't tell me that Joe Johnson right now is any better than Carmelo Anthony right now. And that is my whole point with this. You know, I want Joe. You know, I like Joe. But if we're going to bring someone in like that, we have to work out Carmelo. And you're going to have to talk with Carmelo. Because the thing about Melo, he doesn't want to come off the bench. You know, he still thinks he's a starter. It's not that case here. Obviously, small forward's probably one of our, you know, weakest positions. Like, we don't have, like, a guy that has solidified himself to be an official starter. We are going to try Tony Snell. I have a feeling. But we got Sekou we can develop as a small forward or a power forward. He might, you know, with the way the NBA is going, might transition into just a positionless player, just be out there on the court. You know, Markieff is really a power forward. They had Bruce Brown play small forward last season. I did not like that. He's really a two guard. So, you know, Michael Beasley can play small forward, but again, he's really a power forward. You know, that's where he thrives in. So, I mean, we got a bunch of in-between guys. We don't really have a set small forward. Even Tony Snell plays a little bit of power forward if you wanted to play small ball. Carmelo Anthony needs to get a workout, man. You know, I think that he has a lot to offer the Pistons. And it's going to be the same viewpoint I have as the Joe Johnson one. Which, if you've not watched that video last night, you should do it. But if we do bring in Carmelo, which, you know, we have to work him out before we're going to bring him in. You know, he's going to be that guy that you give the ball to off the bench to go get you a bucket outside of Derrick Rose. You know, the way it is sounding right now, the Pistons want to score. Obviously, you need scoring. It hurt us against Milwaukee in the playoffs, and when Blake Griffin, you know, got hurt later on the season, you know, our offense, you know, was stale. You know, if Wayne Ellington wasn't hitting shots, if Luke Kennard wasn't hitting shots, it was over. So the Pistons are looking to get some guy who can go out there, you give the ball in their hands and go get a buckets. I don't know if we get either one of these guys, how much minutes they're going to get. That is yet to be seen. But, you know, I like what I'm seeing from the Pistons, you know. Even if they don't bring either one of these guys in here, you got to get out there and just see where you're at. You know, you got to test the waters, If they go somewhere else, that's cool. But the Pistons are trying to do their job. Just looking. They, remember when they watched Amari Stoudemire, and I can't remember who the other person was, but they're trying out different people just to see where they're at. They're older players, so they don't need as much money, but they can come here and contribute and help this team get to the next level. So I know a lot of you guys are on the fence about bringing in Melo or Joe Johnson. You guys want to see the young people play. I'll say it once, I'll say it again. If the young players at right now can't beat out a guy who was playing in the Big Three and a guy who hasn't been in the league for almost a year now, they don't deserve to play. It's time for them to develop. Maybe having a Joe Johnson or Carmelo would be good for them, to rub off on them, to see what they do, how they work. Because whatever you say about Melo, he's got a great work ethic, He just needs to mature a little bit. That's the only thing bad about Melo, man. He needs to mature and realize he's not the same Melo. It's not his team anymore. So only time will tell with that. But with that being said, that's all I got for you guys today. Leave it down in the comment section. Do you guys want Joe? Do you guys want Melo? I don't know how much money we have left to spend. We can't have that much more money. But that would mean a trade is looming. So I've been expecting a trade to happen for quite some time. We'll see how that happens. It probably won't be until the preseason if anything does happen. But, like I said, leave in the comments, Instagram, Twitter, Mixer in the description. Be sure to check all those out. Follow me there, especially on Mixer. 2K comes out Friday. It's going to be a fun one. Don't want to miss that. I'll be streaming that probably 6, 7 o'clock at night Friday. So be sure to follow me there. And all DSA members are in the description. Be sure to follow all those guys. The roundtable is tonight, I believe, on Noble's channel. So be sure to follow that out. And I'll see you peeps in the next one. Peace.